Cheers and welcome to Beer and Headshots. I am J-Bar and today we are going to be talking about the VR company Virtuix, but more specifically their product, the Virtuix OMNI ONE consumer VR treadmill that we were originally told was going to release in 2021, but here we are in March of 2022 and nothing. I've always been interested in VR tech, and I remember one of my first wow moments was watching the Virtuix OMNI, their arcade version of the treadmill, show up on Shark Tank.
Very cool. Oh, wow! Run, Gerbil, run!
Look, he's back in Croatia.
And we also had people playing Battlefield 4 on it. We also had people like Markiplier showing it off.
Oh man, that was amazing. That was absolutely incredible.
And with investors like Mark Cuban behind them, it seems like this company has a lot going for them. But I do have a few concerns after I did a bit of research after not hearing anything about the OMNI ONE for some time. Let's look into this. I'd like to start with their trailer that originally came out for the OMNI ONE prototype a little over a year ago. Let's take a look. For starters, the trailer looks awesome. They make the treadmill look very athletic, very active. The games look fun. The guy looks like he's having fun. He's jumping. He's backpedaling, he's running around, he's getting on a knee. It all looks really cool. And there were some videos that came out that kind of proved that the actions he was doing on the treadmill didn't actually match what the game on the TV was doing behind him, but I'm really not going to blame him for that. They did market it as a prototype, and this is marketing material, so I'm not really going to lay into him for that one. So on the surface, the OMNI ONE was looking very promising. It's got a really cool design, a lot of range of motion, and just pretty much everything that you'd want to see in a bit of technology like this. However, there are some concerns I've had since seeing this trailer and being an owner of a VR treadmill myself. If you haven't seen my content before, I use the Katwalk C by Cat VR, which is currently the only consumer VR treadmill on the market, and I've had it for almost a year now. I've been using it pretty extensively and I absolutely love it. You can also catch me using it Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central Time every week on Twitch at twitch.tv/beerandheadshots. So as someone with a bit of experience now in the VR treadmill world, I have some input for the OMNI ONE. So in the trailer, you can see that the way that you get strapped on is by zipping up a vest that really doesn't look too different from the B-Haptics vest here. This is a bit of a different design from the Katwalk C, as the Katwalk C just has a waist belt that you strap around. And the reason why I think this is important is because with the Katwalk C, especially with running around, when I sweat, all of the heat is concentrated kind of on my waist, and I get a really nasty sweat spot on my lower back. But that's to be expected, right? Because all that heat's getting trapped in there. But now if you add a vest, like sometimes I have done when using the Katwalk C and wearing the B-Haptics vest, you all of a sudden have now a lot more heat getting trapped into your upper body, which means probably less playtime because you will get hot and you will need to take a break. One thing I actually do like about the OMNI ONE design that is a bit different from the Katwalk C as well is that little scorpion tail that connects to you seems like it gives you a really good range of motion. He can get down on one knee, which is something I cannot do on the Katwalk C. I can get low enough to pick things up off my VR floor if I need to, but I cannot get down on a knee, which sometimes can be crucial for games like Onward, for example, where you want to be really tactical and kind of get down on a knee to stabilize yourself or even go prone. Another couple differences I see is in their video, you can see him actively backpedaling, which is also something you can't do on the Katwalk C. It's just not an option with their software and with how the treadmill works, and it's not a very fluid motion. It's kind of hard to do. So I was really interested to see that in their trailer. Now, here are some of the biggest differences that I found that make me kind of concerned that the OMNI ONE isn't going to be living up to as much hype as it's gotten. For starters, the Katwalk C comes with software called Cat Gateway, which essentially allows you to virtualize your movements into VR joystick movements. Any game that has free locomotion in VR, meaning you can just move around with a joystick, will work with the Katwalk C. With the OMNI ONE, however, I've gotten some conflicting information on that. More on that in just a second. So the big, obvious question here is, if they said they were coming out in 2021, why haven't they? And where are they now? And what information is out there that's new from last year? The answer is not really anything. So I took a trip over to the Virtuix subreddit just to see if there's a little bit more information there that I'm not seeing on their website. So what I found here is interesting. I thought maybe I was missing some information because they did have an investor page up that basically said that investors would get monthly newsletters that kind of explained what was going on. So maybe those folks have a bit more information than me, but As soon as I jumped onto that subreddit, I realized that maybe they're not getting any more information than I am, and it seems like they're not really that happy about it either. So when you're on the Virtuix subreddit, one of the first things I noticed was a lot of people that are unhappy with the lack of transparency about where the Omni One is at, including a lot of their investors. There seems to be one person that goes by Ben Virtuix on the subreddit that is replying to most of the questions there, but fortunately it doesn't seem like it's giving us a lot more information. In one reply here early on in 2022, Ben Virtuix responded to a user saying that the Omni One consumer version of the treadmill is still in development, but they look forward to announcing when they will ship once they are ready for production. The commercial version of their product, Omni Pro, is available in many countries, including the UK. Yes, we have investor perks, but we're not currently running an investment round. It's still possible to become an investor if you are accredited and your investment is over $25,000. Yikes. That's a lot of money to invest in something that not a lot of information is out for. On that same post, Ben got a reply from a user saying there's an over 8-year-old video of Markiplier trying the product on the company website. I'm shocked that we don't have a timetable, considering the product looks great, even in all those old videos. So Ben replies, the absence of a published timetable is not uncommon for hardware products in development. This is to avoid giving potential competitors advanced information around which to plan their own product development. I find that reply extremely strange. I don't know, maybe it's just me, and you can feel free to let me know how you feel about this in the comments, but there's already a VR competitor out there currently selling a consumer VR treadmill. Cat VR is doing great at selling it. There's a lot of hype around it. We even got a video from Thrill Seeker about it. So we know that it's loved, people like it. Cat VR is not gonna be stealing anything from Virtuix at this point, and I don't know what other companies would be really taking any information from Virtuix just to kind of build their own product. I don't know. It just seems very weird to me that they have all this backing and money behind their development, but they are still refusing to give a real timetable and just kind of any real information as to when this is coming out and what it's looking like now. And don't get me wrong, I really don't want to bash Virtuix. I would love to see another VR treadmill on the market because competition in this area would be great for VR as a whole, and it would really push things further. I'm really just trying to figure out what's going on with this treadmill so that we can get a better understanding of when it might come out. And if we can't get that information, I think it's best that people look elsewhere. Another question I was looking around to get addressed, which does look like it was answered in the subreddit, is what games are going to work for the Omni One? Is it going to work like the Cat Gateway software where it's just going to virtualize and then everything will work? And the response to that is also very interesting. So I actually replied to a post myself to see if someone would respond, and Ben for sure did, which is nice. He seems to be very responsive, which is great. Thank you for that, Ben. This was in regards to what games are going to be compatible for the Omni One treadmill. I said, hey Ben, just curious, do game devs need to work with you guys on integrating the Omni One before these games will work with the treadmill? I remember hearing of software you may have that allows games to be configured to work, but I haven't seen much details on it. So Ben lets me know third-party software can be used to make games playable with our current generation Omni. So third-party software. So they're saying this is not software from them. This is other software out there. He didn't give me any specifics on what it was. He says we also may make our own emulation software. That was a bit of a concerning line to me because that means they don't have emulation software right now. So they were going to release in 2021. We're a few months into 2022, and they don't have any current software to emulate the treadmill working with any game in VR. So what that means is, and what he says here is the best results will be obtained by using our SDK, however, which is available for Unity and Unreal. This is where I always get concerned with VR tech. One of the biggest selling points for me and why I purchased the Katwalk C was it was promised to work with every VR game that came out that has free locomotion. There's no SDK. It doesn't have to be built in order for it to work with the game, which means brand new games that come out that are awesome, the next AAA VR titles, we're just gonna work with it, which is great. And I love it. I've loved being able to just load up games and run without any real effort. But what we're hearing from Virtuix now is that for things to really appropriately work with it, they are going to have that SDK built in. So this means you are going to have a limited game pool to choose from after you have the Omni One, which will probably be disappointing. So the final thing I want to address about the Omni One is their sales model that they've come up with. What I was able to see from their investor page that they had up was they were kind of shooting to match what the Peloton model is, which basically means that they would be charging you a monthly fee to essentially play the games in their Omniverse that do work with the treadmill and that you can play with other people. But again, this is such a niche market where if you're going to be limiting people to having to buy the treadmill and then having to subscribe to a service in order to play these set of games that you for sure say work with your treadmill, you're not going to end up with a good player base. And I really just don't think you're going to retain people that way. I don't think anybody out here wants to pay a monthly subscription fee just to play certain games that work with your treadmill when there's already things like the Cat VR treadmill out that work with everything. And so far, the only new thing I've seen Virtuix do lately when it comes to the Omni One is they updated their trailer, which is all the exact same content. Instead of, except for saying coming to the home in 2021, it says coming to the home 2022. So my best guess is they're planning for a release late this year. So I've been keeping my eye out on this. I've been looking for more information. If you are watching this and you are an investor, or even better yet, if you work with Virtuix, feel free to reach out to me. All my information will be in the description below. I would love to hear from you. I really want this to work. Like I said, I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm not here to say that this is going to fail on launch, but it's just not looking promising right now. So any more information I can get would be wonderful. I'd be happy to chat with anybody, and I would be more than happy to follow up this video with an update so that people really know what's going on. So that's really all I have right now for the Omni One. Like I said, I'll keep my eye on it, but make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, guys. Comment below on what you think, and if there's anything else you want me to look into. I really do like doing this kind of research and looking into things, and I'm always excited for the next big thing in VR tech. As another reminder, make sure you catch me Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central Time every week on Twitch, and also hop into my Discord to join us for VR community nights. It's such a great time. We have a wonderful community, and I'd love to have you. Cheers, and we'll see you in the next video.